The Little 500 at Indiana University is one of the greatest intramural sporting events in the country, featuring hundreds of riders, all of them students at IU. The 2006 races were some of the first events the Palestra ever covered. It's also the same weekend they found one of their first reporters. Handsome fella. As we head down the home stretch of preparation for the 2007 race, let's look back at the craziness of 2006, keeping in mind that Little 5 Week at Indiana University isn't all about the bikes.
Five, guy, five. Woodland, woodland, better, better, pie.
Begging they got a week like this.
It's the greatest college weekend ever.
This is what college is all about. Like, people come back for this to come, and they remember their experience. Every year they come back and they're like, yeah, I mean, I know how it was when I was here, and I mean, this is what people tell stories about.
These bikers who are training year-long for this race, it's a year-long thing for about 2 hours of racing. It's all about pride, baby. That's right. It's about pride.
All right, well, here we go. It's race day, Saturday morning. Sitting here at 7th and Park on campus of Indiana University. The men's race begins. Kegs and eggs start at 7 in the morning. We're still going strong today. Louis, my man Louis, who's going to win this race today?
Beta's going to win, baby!
Mike, how you feeling today? You got about an hour till race time. How you feeling right now?
Feeling great, man. It's pumped. It's exciting.
What are you doing to prepare for the race right now?
You know, we've spent the past couple months preparing for the race, so right now it's just got to get ready and get focused. That's about all you can do.
It's just, I love the history of the event, breaking away, everybody's seen that. It's just a classic Indiana University event. It's one of the biggest intramural cycling event in the world, or intramural period event in the world.
To me, it's just a great athletic experience. You know, it's one of the few things you can do in college, without being at a varsity level. And 20,000 people yelling at you. What more can you ask for?
Well, these warm-up laps behind me represent the last stage in a year's worth of training. And Andrew, this is an event that's been going on for a long time here.
That's correct. What they do is they all share one bike. You have 4 riders. You have 200 laps. They've been training for about a year now, since the end of last year's race, where a crash actually took out about 16 different teams.
And this race was actually started over 50 years ago by a man whose father raced in the Indianapolis 500. He was very excited with the atmosphere surrounding that race and wanted in some way to give back to kids paying their own way through school. So he started this race through the IU Student Foundation, and all the proceeds from this race go to scholarships for students paying their own way through school. So it starts over 50 years ago and now has grown into an enormous spectacle with teams matching uniforms. People mentioned it before. These guys behind us look like they could be riding for U.S. Postal Service team in the Tour de France, but they're actually Indiana University students. They train like professionals, but they are students. All you have to do is sign up and you got to qualify. I think there were 41 teams that tried to qualify and only 33 made it. So it is very selective, and you have to be a great cyclist to be in this event. The atmosphere surrounding the event is really amazing. Andrew, I've been here once before. This is your first time. What are your thoughts as you take a look at the atmosphere surrounding today's event?
It's a lot more competitive than the women's race. The fans are a lot more cutthroat. They seem to be out here earlier.
Your boys from Beta Theta Pi have the defending champions Dodds House right behind them. Last year, kind of a surprise winner. I just think it's amazing. You have fraternity houses, you have almost semi-pro teams like the Cutters and Team Major Taylor out for this event. And it's interesting to note that some of these riders go on to become professional cyclists in some way or another.
Yeah, there's a reason that Lance Armstrong called this the greatest sports event in college.
And in fact said that this is the greatest sporting event he's ever attended, which includes, of course, many Tour de France's that he's won, Super Bowls, World Series, things of that nature. So for him to make that kind of claim is pretty amazing. Well, the students here have made it through a week's worth of crazy partying. The riders behind me have made it through a year's worth of intense training, and it all comes down to this. The Little 500 at Indiana University. It's not quite gentlemen start your engines, but
gentlemen, mount your Schwinn bicycles.
halfway point of the little 500. Looks like Alpha Tau Omega still in the lead, but there's a long way to go.
This is absolutely surreal right now. It hasn't hit me yet, and I'm sure it will tonight. This has been 4 years in the making.
You're going to celebrate, baby. Train hard, party hard.
I knew we had to go. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do a whole lap around the field. And I saw. And then we did it, and it was unbelievable.
So that does it for the cycling portion of this weekend's festivities. Kappa Kappa Gamma and Alpha Tau Omega take home the respective titles in this year's men's and women's Little 500 here at IU. But Andrew, the fun doesn't stop with these races.
No, it doesn't. It starts right here, and it ends tonight for any fraternity, any sorority, anybody on the IU campus. This weekend will not stop until the stroke of midnight Sunday.
So that does it. I'm Ryan Koss. This is Andrew Schaefer. Thanks for riding along with Palestra on our journey to the Little 500 at Indiana. Go Hoosiers. Go Hoosiers. Little 5 Weekend 2007 will get started with the 100-lap women's race on Friday, April the 20th, followed by the 200-lap men's race on Saturday, April 21st. Ronan O'Shea and Chris Hopper will have complete coverage leading up to the race, and I'll be back here on race day for all the madness. Bloomington, Indiana is the place to be on April 20th and 21st. Palestra.com is the place to be for all of your Little 500 coverage. From Bill Armstrong Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana, I'm Ryan Koss for the Palestra.